y'all, Pam here with BeeCreative Crafts and welcome back. So today I'm going to show you how to make this lemon peel stocking in 2 sizes, and you can choose any 2 colors you want.
Alright y'all, so the one I'm going to show you how to make today is this medium, small to medium size. What did I do with my tape measure? Here it is. Okay, so this one is approximately, now I'm going from the top here down to the toe. This one is approximately 15 inches. See here? No, you can't. Right there. Approximately 15 inches. And then for the largish one, this one. Don't mind the cat hair. Tiny, you know, he likes to help out. And you can make these in any color. So what you're going to need 2 colors. And this guy is about 17 inches. Same from top down here to the tippity top toe here. There we go. Scoot y'all back in the frame. There we go. All right, so this is the 17-inch one. This is the 15-inch one. This is the one I'm going to be showing y'all how to make today, this size.
And the width is about 5.5 inches for the 15 and 6.5 for the 17.
But don't worry, if you are wanting to make the larger of the stocking, I'm going to give you the repeats and what you need to do to make the larger size. The one I'm actually just going to be showing you is the medium, but I'm going to give you the measurements and the stitch counts for the large. So for the 15-inch, I'm going to show you. The 17-inch, I will tell you. All right, let's get started. As I said, you're going to need 2 colors. So what I'm going to be using today is this yarn I picked up at Hobby Lobby. This is a medium 4-weight. This one is in mid green. I love this yarn. It is 100% acrylic. And this is a, there it is, medium 4-weight. And for the bulk of the stocking, for the leg and the body and the foot, whatever you want to call it, this one is called Sunset. Now, like I said, you can use any 2 colors that you want. You can use traditional Christmas colors, or you can just use colors of your favorite sports team, whatever you so choose. Now, y'all, I'm going to be starting this with a magic ring. Oh yeah, and I forgot to tell you, I'm going to be using a K-hook, which is a 6.5 millimeter. Okay, so for the 15-inch, you're going to do a magic ring. Now this is for both actually. Do a magic ring. For any of these stitches that you are unfamiliar with, I do have tutorials for those. And if you prefer to start yours using doing a chain of 3 or 4, joining to form a ring and working it inside, working in the ring that way, feel free. I like to do a magic ring. So inside this magic ring, for the 15-inch, you're going to do 8 half double crochets. And if you are making the 17-inch, you're going to do 9 half doubles. So for the smaller one, we're doing 8 half double crochets in the ring all the way around. And I will meet back up with you when you get all 8 done. Again, if you're making the 17-inch, go ahead and do 9. Okay, I've got my 8 half double crochets, so I'm going to pull my tail here to close up that ring just a little bit. Go ahead, do my slip stitch to join. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull this tail again to close up that center ring. Ta-da! Okay, so at the end of round 1 for the 15-inch, you will have 8 half doubles. For the 17, you will have 9. Okay, now we're going to chain 1. And then working into each half double, you're going to work 2 half double crochets in each stitch all the way around. So easy round, just 2 half doubles in every stitch. For the 15-inch, you're going to finish this round with 16 half double crochets. And for the 17-inch, you are going to finish up with 18 half doubles. And I will try to remember to have the stitch counts on screen for y'all. And I hope by giving the 2 numbers, it's not too confusing. Again, the one that I'm showing y'all how to do is the 15-inch. So at the end of this round, I will have 16 half double crochets. All right, continue on. I'll meet back up with you right here. I just finished up my 16th, so I'm going to jump over here. We're going to slip stitch to join the round, and that is round 2. Okay, for round 3 is another increase round. So you're going to chain 1 into this first stitch, work 1 half double. Then in the second one, work 2 half doubles. And that is our repeat all the way around. You're going to work 1 half double and then 2 half doubles. At the end of this round, for the 15-inch, you're going to have, let's see, 24 half double crochets. And for the 17-inch, you will have 27. All right, continue all the way around, and I will meet back up with you right here. Okay, finishing up that round, jump over here. We're going to slip stitch to join. Chain 1. Another increase round. We're going to work a single or a half double in the first stitch and 1 half double in the second. And then in the third stitch, work 2 half doubles. So again, that's 1 half double, 1 half double, 2 half doubles. And that is the repeat for this round. For the 15-inch at the end of this round, you will have 32 half double crochets, and for the 17-inch, you will have 36 half doubles. All right, continue that all the way around. I'll meet back up with you right here. Again, that's half double, 2 half doubles. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, we're going to slip stitch to join our round. That's what you've got. Okay, round 5 is an easy round, y'all. We are just going to work 1 half double crochet in each and every stitch all the way around. For the 15-inch, your final stitch count of this round will be 32, and for the 17-inch, your stitch count will be 36. So go ahead, work this all the way around, but do not finish that last stitch. Wait for me, because we are going to switch off to our next color. All right, so wait for me right here. Okay, here we are. We're ready to work that last half double. So I'm going to start my half double, but I'm going to hold it right here. I'm going to go ahead and grab my color number 2. Pull that through to complete the half double. And then I like to tie a little knot. Y'all don't have to tie a knot if you don't want to. It's just a personal preference, whatever y'all so choose to do. So I'm going to give that a little tug. I'm going to grab my scissors. What did I do with them? I'm going to go ahead and cut color number 1. Set it aside because we will need him again in a little bit. Where's my 2 tails? I want my green tail and my new tail. So then we're going to slip stitch to join. I'm going to lay those across my hook. Slip stitch, chain 1, and yep, that locks both of those tails in. Get some more yarn out here, and now we're ready for round number 6. So in this first stitch, we're going to work a single crochet. I'm going to work across my tails for a few stitches. In the second stitch, work a double crochet. And we're just going to alternate that all the way around, working a single crochet, then a double crochet. Now each of these stitches get their own stitch. Drop that one, continue working across this one a little bit. Single, double. And for the next several rounds, your stitch count is not going to change. So for the 15-inch, your stitch count will stay at 32, and for the 17-inch, your stitch count will stay at 36. So continue this all the way around, and I'll meet back up with you when we get back over here. So just continue working a single crochet, then a double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, all the way around, and I'll meet back up with you over here. Okay, slip stitch to join. Okay, now the next several rounds is just going to be a repeat. Or, excuse me, the next several rounds are going to be a repeat. Try to get my grammar correct for y'all. Okay, so for the 15-inch, you are going to work rounds 7 through 16. For the 17-inch, you're going to work to round 18. All right, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to chain 1, turn, then working into that double crochet, you'll work a single crochet. But it's really just a 1 round repeat because you're just working the same stitch sequence. A single crochet followed by a double crochet. And the texture is coming in because you're working a single crochet on top of the doubles and a double crochet on top of the singles. And that's what gives us that really pretty texture that we're going for. This is called the lemon peel stitch. It has several other names. I generally just call it the lemon peel. So you're just going to continue that all the way around, single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet. When you get to the end of the round, you're going to slip stitch, chain 1, turn, and repeat. Again, for the 15-inch, you're going to repeat this until you get to 16 rounds. So after round number 16, just wait for me. And if you are working the 17-inch one, go ahead and do up through round 18. Alrighty, I'll be back. Okay, I'm coming up to the end of my round, and I want to remind y'all, don't forget this first stitch. This is the stitch where you slipped stitched to end the previous round. That is your first stitch of the round. So that's where you need to end your, it was the first stitch of round number 6. It's the last stitch for round number 7. So that's where you work your final final double crochet. Reach over here, slip stitch to the single crochet where you started the round. So this will be the last stitch for round 8. See what I'm saying? Okay, so chain 1, turn, and then go ahead and repeat. Now, as you can see, with the lemon peel, it starts to get a little hard to see what row you're on. So I highly recommend either use a row counter or a piece of paper, something to keep track of what rounds you're on. And really, it's not that big of a deal if you do too many rounds. You'll just have a little bit bigger foot, or if you do a few rounds shorter, then you'll have a smaller foot. Alrighty. All right, continue on. I will be back up with y'all, or meet back up with y'all after round number 16. Alrighty, I just finished up round number 16. If you were doing the 17, you just finished up round number 18, and you should be on the front side of your work. For every even round, you're on the front. For the odd, you're on the back. Okay, that's what should be facing you. So right now, your right side should be facing you, the outside of the stocking. Okay, so we're going to chain 1 and turn. In this first stitch here, you're going to work a single crochet, a double crochet, and a single crochet all into that same stitch. That is going to serve 2 purposes. One is going to help us start the upward angle for the stocking. It's also going to give us a slight stitch increase, which we're going to want for the leg because we want the leg to be just a tiny bit larger. Okay, and then now we just did a single, so now we're ready for a double crochet in the next stitch. And then it's just a repeat of what you've already been doing. So single crochet, double crochet all the way around. Then when you get here, you're going to slip stitch and fasten off. All right, let me grab one of the other stockings so I can kind of show you what I'm talking about for what that's purpose is. Give me just a second here. Okay, so here are both of them. So this right here is where I did the increase. Let me move this one out of the way. And as you see, it kind of gives it this upward angle. So here's where we were. This right here, this is the round number 16, no, round 17 or round 19, depending on which size you're doing. So on this one here, this is round 17. So this is that round right here that we're working on. And as you see, it makes this come out just a smidge, and that's when we're going to start going upward. But now we're getting ready to do the heel. But I just wanted to show you where we were on that. If you are working the 17-inch one, this is where you're at. Same spot. This is the round. So that's round number 19. And again, this one was round 17. All right. So continue on. Working a single crochet followed by a double crochet all the way around, slip stitch when you get back here around to this first single crochet and fasten off. And I will meet back up with y'all over there.
When you finish up this round, your stitch count for the 15-inch is going to be 34, and your stitch count for the 17-inch stocking will be 38.
All right. That's what you should have so far. You should have a toe of a stocking. All right, now we're going to go back to color number 1. If you are doing the 15-inch, you are going to, right here is where we just slip stitched. You're going to start your counting with this little double crochet right here, and you're going to count back 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You should be in a single crochet. That is where you are going to start, right here. Okay, if you have a little stitch marker and you want to stick it there, go for it. But that's where you're going to start, okay? Now, if you're doing the larger stocking, you're going to count over 9. So if you're doing the 15-inch, you're counting 8. If you're doing the 17-inch, you're going to count over 9. So for the larger stocking, you are going to be starting your stitch in a double crochet. Okay? So 15-inch, single, 8th stitch, starting with a double crochet after where you just slip stitched. 17-inch, count over 9. You will be starting in a double crochet. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one, 8 for the 15, 9 for the 17. So right here is where we're going to be starting. Okay. All right, now you can join your yarn however you want. I'm going to do a slip stitch onto my hook, or slip knot rather. Okay, then I'm going to right in here into this first stitch. This is the 8th stitch over. And then I am just going to do a standing double, or a standing single crochet. So I'm going to do a single crochet. Now for the 15-inch, you are going to work a single crochet in 16 stitches across. So there's number 1, 2, 3. So you're going to do 16. If you're doing the 17-inch, you're going to go ahead and do 18 stitches, okay? So go ahead for the 15, work your 16, and I will meet back up with y'all at the end of this section, okay? So again, that's 16. If you're doing the 17-incher, work 18 stitches. Okay, just finished. Now what you're going to do is in this next stitch, instead of doing a chain 1, you are going to slip stitch into this next stitch on the stocking. That does not count as a stitch, and you're still going to work into this stitch later, But by slip stitching here, it helps this not be such a big hole at the end once you attach the rest of the stocking to work the leg, okay? So then we're going to turn. And then now going right back into that first single crochet, work 11 single crochets going across. If you are doing the 17-inch, work 12 single crochets. So 11 for the 15, 12 for the 17. And I will meet up with you when you get those stitches done. Okay, so if you're sitting here looking at this, you should have 5 stitches remaining. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if you are on the 15-inch. If you are working on the 17-inch, you should have 6 stitches left. Okay, so now we're going to chain 1 and turn. Now both sizes, you are now going to work 6 single crochets going across. Then once you get here, you should have, wait a minute, what did I do? I see what I did. I did not count properly. Okay, one more. And 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, okay. So 6 single crochets. You'll notice you should have 5 stitches remaining. If you are working the 17-inch, you should have 6. Okay, so if you lay it down, it looks like this. So you've got 5, 5, 6, and 5, unless you're doing the 17, in which case
all 3 sections will have 6 stitches.
All right, now we're going to chain 1 and turn. And this is going to be the same repeat for both sizes. What you're going to do is you're going to work a single crochet in each stitch across. And then you're going to jump down here into the first open single crochet down here on row 1. So the next open single crochet, you're going to go right down into that stitch and work a single crochet. Chain 1 and turn. Then you're going to work a single crochet in each stitch all the way across. That one will be a 7 count. Then you're going to jump down here. So this is the ones left over from row 2. So now you're going to jump down here in this next open single crochet and work a single crochet. Chain 1, turn. And you're going to continue to repeat this until you have 1 stitch remaining on either side, and then I will meet back up with you. So each time you're going to increase your row by 1. So we just did, what was it, 8? So we should have 8 going across here, and then we will jump down to the next open single crochet from row 1 to pick up our 9th stitch. So right down here, and single crochet, chain 1 and turn. Okay, continue doing that until you have 1 stitch remaining on either side, and I will meet back up with you. Okay, so I just finished up. I've got 1 stitch remaining on this side and 1 stitch remaining on this side. So I'm going to chain 1 and turn. For those that are working the 15-incher, you should have just finished up the row that has 14 stitches. And for the 17-incher, you should have just finished up the row with 16. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and work a single crochet in each stitch all the way across. We're going to end this row a little bit different. That's why I wanted y'all to wait up for me when you had one stitch remaining on either side. So continue working your single crochets. There's 13, 14. Okay, so then here is number 15 right down here. So we're going to go jump down, work our single. Now what we're going to do, we're going to do the same thing we did before when we first started. We're going to go into this next stitch here and slip stitch. That is going to count as our chain one. So go ahead and slip stitch, turn. Now this time in this first stitch, you're going to work 2 single crochets. This is going to give us another increase in our stitch count for our leg. So work 2 singles in the first one, then work a single crochet in each stitch all the way across, just like we've been doing. Okay, now we're going to jump down here, and in this last single crochet, work 2 single crochets. There's 1, 2. Then we're going to slip stitch into the same stitch right here. See, this was the stitch that I had y'all slip stitch row 1 onto. So we're going to slip stitch into that same stitch and go ahead and fasten off. Now, let me grab my scissors here. So for the 15 incher, you should now have 18 stitches going across here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Woohoo! 18. If you just did the 17-inch stocking, if you're working on the 17, you should have had 20 there. Okay, so this is what your stocking looks like. So you can line it up. So you got your little heel here, your toe here, and then here is our little centerpiece here. That's good. Help our stocking know to go that way. So there you go. That's what you've got. You've got a little foot. And y'all, I tried this on the other day, and that would make a really cute little like house shoe. Just saying. Okay. Now we're going to switch back to our color number 2. And then you're going to flip your little guy over here. Now, if you are doing the 15 incher, you're going to count back 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's where we're starting. If you want to just double check, you should have 9 on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you do. Okay. If you were working on the 17 incher, you're going to count back 10. So you're going to start in the 10th one, and if you want to double check, you should have 10 going down this side. Okay, and now you're going to join however you want. Since I did the standing single a while ago, this time I'm going to show you how to do the slip stitch. So slip stitch to join, chain 1. And then in the first stitch here, work your single crochet. Pull my tail over here, so single. Then in the next stitch, work a double. The next stitch, single, double. Continue that to the end of the little heel section. I'm going to show you how we're going to join it onto the stocking. Now, if you started in the right stitch when you started your heel section, you should be ready to continue on with the pattern. So we did a single. So now down here where we did our slip stitch, remember I told you we were going to work into that stitch. So if you are doing the 15 inch, you're ready for a double crochet. If you're working the 17 inch, you should be working a single crochet. Okay, and now we're ready to continue on. We just worked a double, so then right here in this next stitch, you are ready for your single crochet. Whoa, helps if I'm holding the right yarn. And not my tail. There we go. And then double, single double, all the way around. I will meet back up with you before we get to the heel so I can show you where you're going to work that next stitch on the other side. Actually, I'm right here where we did that increase. This is where we finished off on the other side. And I'm going to go ahead and just work over that tail just to kind of work it in as I go. So there's my single, ready for a double. This step is not necessary. I just thought I'd show y'all how I do it. And then at the end, I'll go back and weave that in with a hook, with a needle. But I just wanted to show y'all that in case you want to work your tails in as you go. So there's a little bit less weaving to do when you're done. Okay, and here we are coming up to where we're going to join it on to the heel. So single, double. Now here is the one where we slip stitched to bring that down. See, if you don't slip stitch, it leaves it up here. So once you do this, there's just a big hole. That's why I have you slip stitch there. Okay, so over here, we're ready for a single crochet. And then now we're ready to jump over here to the first stitch of this round, or of our heel. So double. And then continue working a single double, all the way up to where we met up with our other side here. Double. Single, double, and then we're going to jump over here to our first single crochet of the round and slip stitch. And then it's just a matter of repeating what we did down here for the foot. We're going to chain one, turn, and then repeat that pattern, single double, all the way around. Okay, so let me grab my little counter. Okay, so I just finished up round 18. If you are on the 17 incher, you just finished up 20. I'm making sure I got my counts correct here. For the 15 incher for rounds 19 through 36, you're going to repeat this. So go ahead and work 19 through 36, just doing a repeat all the way around. For the bigger one, you are doing 21 through 42. Okay? All right, so those are your stitch counts. This is for the 15 inch. This is for the 17 inch. This is for the leg. So those are your stitch count, or those are your rows. So for number 15, both of y'all, you're going to do single, actually for both, single, double, single, double, all the way around. Repeat just like you did for the foot. You're going to slip stitch to join, chain one, turn. So go ahead, work that up until you get to rounds 36, and for the 17 inchers, 42. And I will meet back up with y'all. All right, guys, I just finished up around 36, and that is what my little stocking's looking like. So these, I think this would have looked really pretty with this if I had done the toe and the heel in a cream color, but I'm liking the way he's looking. Okay, round number 37, boop, or round 43, depending on which size you are doing. Let me move this stuff out of the way. Hold up. Okay, so this is going to be pretty much the same as what you've been doing until you get to the very last stitch. So go ahead on rounds 37 or 43, whichever size you are doing, and repeat the pattern that you've been doing. Single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, all the way around. But wait up for me when you get to the very last stitch. Don't do anything till after you get here. Just wait for me. Alrighty, I'm right here. I'm doing my last double crochet of the round. Now, I'm going to take a stitch marker and I'm going to pop it right here on the top of this stitch. This is just to help me find that stitch a little later on. If you want to tie a piece of yarn around it, it'll just be helpful. Okay, now what you're going to do is we're going to make the hanger for the stocking. So you're going to take your hook and you're going to go in right here between these two little legs. Where's my little, grab this little needle here. So we're going to go right here behind the, whoa, move. You're going to take your hook and you're going to go behind these two little legs right here of your double crochet. Just finagle it in there, right there, behind those two little legs. You're going to draw up a loop. Try not to split the yarn. There we go. And then you're going to chain one or pull through, yarn over and pull through one loop. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through both loops. And now you've made one chainless single crochet. And you're going to do that 15 times. So now this becomes your new little legs that you're going to go through. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through one, yarn over, pull through two. Again, go through the two little legs, the new legs, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through one or chain, yarn over, pull through two. All right, continue that until you have 15 chainless single crochets. And that's going to form your hanger. Okay, I just finished up 15. So now I'm going to go through the little legs. And I'm going to go back down here. So right here is that's the double crochet there that we started with. So this is where we did our first slip stitch. So we're going to go right back into that the same two legs from the beginning. And then we're just going to slip stitch, go through all the loops on the hook. That's going to attach our hanger back down there at the bottom. And then we're going to go over here to our first single crochet of the round and slip stitch to join the round. And there's our little hanger dude. Okay, so then we're going to chain one, turn. Okay, so we got a whole lot going on here. This is why I wanted you to mark where your first stitch is at. So you're going to jump over here, keeping your loop to the inside of the stocking. So there's your inside. So you want to keep the loop to the inside. Jump over here and work your first single crochet of the round. So there's your single. Now, I'm going to take this little guy out and I'm just going to pop him right here on this one. Again, just to show me where that stitch is at. You may not need it, but since you've got it there, may as well use it, right? Okay, so there's your first single, and then you're just going to repeat the same stitch sequence that you've been doing. Single, double, all the way around. And I'll meet back up there when you get over here. Alrighty? So, right here. Wait for me here. Meet y'all up in just a sec. Okay, now, you can do this one of two ways. You can fasten off here. You can finish up your last stitch, slip stitch, fasten off, and join your next color anywhere you want. Or you can go ahead and just switch off to your new color, or back to color number 1. I'm just going to go ahead and switch back off to color number 1. So I'm going to start my double crochet, pull through the first 2 here, grab my new color, and finish off the double crochet. Put y'all down here, grab my scissors, go ahead and snip color number 2 because we're done with you. Where'd you go? Go ahead and tie these. You can also slip stitch and then tie it, however you want to do. If you even want to tie it, whatever you want to do. Okay. So here's our first single crochet of the round. Where's my two tails? There's one of them. Come here, you. There you go. And then we're going to slip stitch to join the round. Chain one and turn. Okay, now this is going to be another increase round. Get my little tails back over here because I'm gonna work across them as we go. No, you know what? I'll work you this way. All right. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna work a double crochet in the next 8 stitches. Okay, so if you were doing the 15-inch, you're going to work a double crochet in the next 8 stitches. If you are doing the 17-inch, go ahead and work 9 double crochets. So we're going to work 8 double crochets for the 15. So that's 1, 2, 3. Now, why are we working this section with the inside of the stocking, from the inside, the wrong side? Because once we fold it over, that's the part you're going to see. But I mean, it's a personal preference. You don't have to do it this way. You could have just started on the other side and kept going. But I prefer it this way. So, okay. Let me count my numbers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so there's 7. 8. Okay, now in this next one, we're going to work 2 double crochets. And then that's the repeat. 8 double crochets and then 2 double crochets. If you're doing the 15-inch or for the 15-inch, yes. If you were doing the 17-inch, you will work 9 double crochets and then in the 10th one, work 2 double crochets. So at the end of this round, for the 15-inch, you will have 40 double crochets. And for the 17-inch, you will have 44 double crochets. And the reason we're increasing here is just so that this will lay a little better around the stocking. You can actually do a couple of more increases if you feel like it's still too tight. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Because once you fold it over, this ribbing is a tight, it's a dense stitch. So you need to go up a little bit so that it will lay flat. It will fold easily over the stocking, and not cause it to bunch up. Where is my sample? Okay, here is one of the samples that I did. And I've kind of laid it flat. I've really stretched this one out, but I was really wanting to bulk that one up or squeeze it in. We'll see. You can tell when I don't know. But just by going up a few stitches, making it a little bit bigger, it just helps it lay better without bunching up the stocking. And you can see it in this one a lot. You can see it in this one, maybe, I don't know, with the lighting. More tiny fur. See how it's wanting to bunch up? These are some of the prototypes, and you can stretch it out and get it to lay flat, but you really need to go up to keep it from bunching. Like I said, this is a really dense fabric, doing the front and the back post, the ribbing. So you see how it's wanting to bunch that up. Now, I mean, once you got stuff in it, let me turn it this way. Once you get stuff in the stocking, it's not going to be noticeable because it is going to stretch out. But if you just want it to hang and to not look bunchy, you need to do the increase. Alrighty, continue on. Again, if you're doing the 15-inch, you're going to do 8 double crochets and then do 2 double crochets in the 9th one. If you are doing the 17-inch, you're going to do 9 and then do 2 in the 10th stitch. Work that all the way around, and I'll meet back up with you over here. Okay, here I am at the end. And remember, I put that stitch marker in that first stitch. So this is where the last 2 double crochets are going to go. I'm going to go ahead and remove that guy. do my last 2 double crochets. Then we're going to slip stitch. Is that the one? Yep. Slip stitch to join, chain 1 and turn. The reason I'm going to have you turn is because it's easier to work from the front side of the stocking, I think, but that's just me. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to alternate front post and back post double crochets to create the ribbing. So take your hook, yarn over, take your hook, go in front of the work, go behind that post and bring it to the front, and then work a double crochet around that post. Then we're going to do a back post, so yarn over, and then this time go behind the work, bring your hook in front of that post, pushing it to the back, yarn over, pull it up underneath that post, and then complete your double crochet. And you're going to repeat that all the way around, working a front post double crochet and a back post double crochet. For the 15-incher, you should still have a stitch count of 40. So you should have 40 front post, back post. And if you are working the 17-inch, you will have 44 stitches total. All right, continue that all the way around. I'll meet back up with you right here. Okay, so now I'm ready for my last back post double. Now, as you see here, you can see where I've chained up. So if you want to go around both of those, go right ahead. Then you're going to jump over here and slip stitch to join. Okay, now you don't have to continue to turn. The reason we were turning before, well, 2 reasons. One was to keep our seam straight for the back of the stocking, which is fairly well hidden with this stitch, but also because of the stitch. To get the texture, you want to be working reverse so that you're getting this really pretty texture of the lemon peel. And also so that when we did our hanger, it would stay lined up with the center of our heel, so that when you put the hanger up, it's going to hang, it's going to make your stocking hang straight or on the edge. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. So if you don't want to turn after every round, you don't have to. All right, so now we're going to chain 1 and then we're going to repeat it. Now, if you are doing the 7-incher, nope, not 7. If you're doing the 15, you're going to go, you're going to repeat round 40, which is the one we just did. You're going to repeat that until you have 45 rows total. Or if you're counting the total stitch count or the total rows for the cuff, it's going to be a total of 7. So you'd have the row of double crochet and then the front post, back post. So you'd have the double crochet and then 6 rows of the front post, back post for a total of 7. So that's going to be rounds up to round 30, up to round 45. So continue doing a front post, back post. Now this is pretty easy in that you're doing the same stitch. So you're doing a front post around a front post and a back post around a back post. If you are working on, if you're doing the 17-inch one, you are going to be doing through rows 53. And you would have a total stitch count, or a total row count for the cuff when you get to that point of 9. And I'm going to show y'all an easy way to count your round or count your rows on a cuff by doing the front post and the back post. Okay, so this would be round 41. So we'd have 39, 40, and 41. So we'd have 3 rows total. So by doing that, it's pushed forward this row here. So that's 1, 2, and then this is 3. So you got the little crossbars here, 1, 2, 3. So that's an easy way to keep track, to know where you are as far as in your row count. So if you've never had anybody show you that, that's the easy way to count those, because it's going to fold that first row forward. So 1, 2, 3. So there's 39, 40, 41. or you get it. If you're working in the larger one, your row count would be different, but that's the easy way to count that up. So you're going to continue this on until you have 7 rows total on the 15-inch stocking and 9 rows total on the 17-inch stocking. And when you get to those final rounds, wait for me because we only have one more round to go after this one, after you finish this section. All right, so I will meet back up with you after rounds, at the end of round 45 for the 15 and 53 for the 17. Alrighty, I'll meet y'all back up right here. Alright, I'm doing my last one. Again, I'm going around the post and my chain 1. Work my final double crochet. Slip stitch to join. Now, if you want your cuff to be a little bit longer, you feel free to add a couple more rounds of the front post, back post if you want, but I found that this size worked great for the 15-inch, and I did do it longer for the 17-inch. Okay, so now we're ready for our final round, y'all. So if you were doing the 15-inch, you're ready for round number 46. 17-inch, you are ready for round number 54. We are going to chain 1. And now we are just going to put a half double crochet in each stitch all the way around. The outside of the stocking should be facing you. So just work a half double in each stitch all the way around. And the reason I like doing the half double with facing, because once you fold it over, I think it gives a really nice edging and it kind of hugs it into the stocking. So I think it gives it a really nice finishing touch. All right, y'all, continue working a half double in each stitch all the way around. For the 15 inchers, you should still have 40 stitches, so you'll have 40 half doubles. And for the 17-inch, you will have 44. All right, I'll meet back up with you over here. Working my last half double. Jump over here, slip stitch, and fasten off. I'll go back in, I'll weave in my tails for now. I'm going to tuck them in right here. Okay, so then all you got to do is fold over your cuff here. Adjust it, pull your little hanger out, tuck that tail up there so you can't see it. Ta-da! All right, y'all, and there's your little stocking. All done. All right, y'all, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I had fun making these guys. I think they turned out really cute, and you can do them in any colors that you want. Again, you can do them in the traditional red and green. You could do them in any color. Sky's the limit. All right, y'all. Hope y'all have a fantastic day. Remember, be creative. And until next time, happy crafting. Bye.